What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Hive Week 6 team builder, taking on Shinyspam and the Saginaw Poison Sting. This team consists of Gliscor, Greninja, Salazzle, Haxorus, Aromatisse, Lycanroc Midnight, Mega Scissor, Celebi, Heliolisk, Cobalion, and Alomomola. He has priority options in the Greninja with Shadow Sneak and Shuriken, Lycanroc with Sucker Punch, and Mega Scissor with Bullet Punch. Excuse me. As well as Haxorus with First Impression, which is new. Excuse me, new and I forgot to put in because I completely forgot that it even got it, but noted for next time. Hazard setters, he's got the Gliscor with rocks, Greninja with spikes and toxic spikes, Lycanroc with rocks, Celebi with rocks, and Cobalion with rocks. Lots of hazards. Removal options is the Gliscor with defog and Scissor with defog, so one of those will probably be running it, considering he's got a Salazzle. Otherwise, he'll just be running heavy-duty boots on it. 4 times weaknesses is Gliscor to ice, Salazzle to ground, Scissor to fire, and Celebi to bug. All of those are covered somewhere else on the team, and fire coverage in itself is really hard to come by. So, yeah, Scissor and Gliscor, because fire coverage and ice coverage are really hard to come by without hidden power tech, are both really, really powerful mons. I was eyeing Gliscor myself, actually, on this draft, and I ended up going with Terrakion instead. But Gliscor would have been nice, and it did kind of get sniped. But yeah, Mega Scissor is by far the best Mega in the game right now. The only thing I don't really see coming in this matchup is Lycanroc Midnight. It's got a matchup, but I just don't think that he's got room for it. I think that almost anything else on the team would be better, and I probably don't even think Lycanroc Midnight's going to come to a game this season at all. Mega Scissor is 100% coming. It's an amazing check to Lele and Hoopa. Although it can't like break through Lele, it still can just run Iron Head, and it doesn't have to worry about Psychic Terrain. Celebi makes a lot of sense to me as well, although it depends on how scared he is of Mega Beedrill. I think Gliscor and Mega Scissor are like both 100% coming. I think Heliolisk is potentially coming. Greninja probably coming. Aromatisse definitely coming. It's gonna come Spadef too. It's gonna be the Blastoise check. Salazzle could come. Cobalion could come. Alomomola could come. And that's everything that I talked about. So I'm running a really whack team this week. I'm not a huge fan of the matchup for myself, so I'm going a little bit wacky. If I do end up losing this one, then my season, I think I've mentioned this before, but my weeks 7 through 9 are really difficult for me. Not only matchup-wise, but coach difference-wise. I already know that I'm a worse coach than all 3 of them. So there's not really a sense in trying super duper hard. I can probably pull out some shenanigans in the matchups, but they all look relatively difficult to me, and then my last chance to win is maybe against Aaron in week 10, but as I've shown in the past, we're sort of just even with Aaron in terms of skill, and that'll come down mostly to matchup, I would imagine. So sort of see how this one goes. Again, if I lose, I'm going to be pretty down on myself, but this is my last shot at getting a win that could propel me to playoffs. If I can win this one and then pull off an upset win between week 7 and 9, and pull off a win against Aaron, then I'm sitting at 5-5, and I might actually be able to make playoffs with that sort of a record. Besides that, I'm pretty much playing to stay out of relegation. I know we're just starting the back half of the season with this game, but it would bode very poorly if I were to be 2-4 right off the bat. I'm also going on vacation. Pretty much right after I record this, I'm going on vacation. So my match against Dougal next week will be delayed. Not that this wasn't already delayed, but I'm basically just holding videos until I get back. So that's where I'm going with that. But yeah, this is a super whack team. There's 4 leftovers mons split in the middle by 2 heavy duty boots mons. So I'm not bringing a Scarfer, no band, nothing like that. Just a lot of recovery, which is probably a mistake. I'm not entirely sure why I built the team this way, but I didn't want to be locked into a bunch of stuff because of all the resists that he has on the team and just various things like that. So first up is Mudsdale. It's obviously physically defensive. It's a pseudo like Gliscor check, kind of. It's a really good Lycanroc Midnight check if that does show up. It's a decent Cobalion check if that shows up. It's a kind of okay Mega Scissor check, and it's a good Haxorus check. Getting up rocks is worthwhile in this game. There's nothing that resists them, except Cobalion, which 4 times resists them. So Outside of that, everything is taking neutral damage from rocks, which is good chip, and I don't have really any other options besides like T-Spikes with Mega Beedrill, but I think Salazzle's coming, so not really worth it. Beedrill was definitely on my mind, by the way. I thought about like SD Beedrill in this matchup. It just can't break through Gliscor well enough because Gliscor resists dual stab, and it can't break through Mega Scissor well enough because Mega Scissor resists and is immune to the other stab. So I just thought the Mega Beedrill wasn't super great, but again, a Sword Stance set actually kind of did a lot of work in this game, or a Fell Stinger set, either or. So Rock's Roar is just to phase out like SDers like Gliscor and Mega Scissor, or Cobalion. There's a lot of SD Pokemon on this team actually that I could phase out there. Earthquake, and then Heavy Slam is a way to hit the Celebi, I guess, in case I need to, or like a really good way to hit the Aromatisse if I need to. I don't remember why else I would have Heavy Slam on there. Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense. I should probably be running Toxic for Aloe. But Aromatisse and Celebi, I don't know. Would you run a Heal Bell, though, with a Gliscor? I don't know. Fully physically defensive. Serp is next. This is a really weird Serp set designed for something. I don't even remember. I think it's for the Gliscor, actually. I think this is designed for the Gliscor. So, Mean Look Worry Seed will obviously stop Toxic Heal with the Worry Seed there, and Mean Look traps it in. It could just U-turn out, which would be no bueno. But besides that, I can suppress the Toxic Heal, and then if it's Toxic Orb, it'll take a bunch of Toxic damage, which is great. Leech Seed and then Leaf Storm. I mean, I'm hard-walled by like Celebi and Mega Scissor, but if I can trap the Gliscor, then that's something. Again, I'm not a big fan of the matchup, so I'm going with this. Oh my god. I'm outspeeding something with this. It is Heliolisk, so there you go. It's also a Heliolisk kind of answer. Crobat, Heavy Duty Boots, Taunt, Brave Bird, Roost, Defog. In theory, I can beat Gliscor with this, with Taunt. But Poison Heal does a lot, so that's also yikes. I can definitely beat Celebi with this, though, if it's not running, like, Ancient Power, or, well, no, it's a Psychic type, so... Why am I bringing these sets again? I'm not actually entirely sure what this build is. I built it last week, just to get it out of the way before my matches this week, but I'm running a fast Crobat, I guess, to outspeed Greninja. Max HP, a little bit of attack there. Do I have notes on this or something? Let me open up Discord in case I have notes. Victini, I'm just like 4 attacks with Glaciate, V-Crate, U-Turn, and Thunder. I realize how horrible Assault Vest Victini is, so I'm 2-shotting something. There's something in particular that I'm EVing to 2-shot, and I think it's Gliscor. Like Spadef Gliscor, I think I 2-shot with Glaciate with this spread. In particular, that's what I need the special attack investment for, and then I put the rest into attack. I'm speed tying Celebi. V-Crate is really good against this team. Victini's got an amazing matchup, in my opinion. And Thunder's there for what? Greninja, I guess? No, Aloe. That's what it's there for. It's there for the Aloma Mola. So just a mix set with U-turn there. This obviously threatens out the Scissor, and I'm not taking Rock's Chip because of Heavy Duty Boots, so it's a worthwhile bring for me, I think. Tapu Lele bringing a leftover set. This is super weird. I don't even... I remember theory crafting this one in call because I was really struggling on what to bring. And yeah, so Iron Defense Charge Beam, it's essentially like the opposite of Calm Mind, but this team is, in my opinion, more physically threatening to me than specially threatening. And Lele's already got fine special bulk, so it actually turns out that Lele doesn't even get rest, which was, it baffles me. I was surprised. Here, you can see for yourself, I think. You should be able to see for yourself. Under R, there's no rest. It goes Reflect, Return, and then there's nothing else. Obviously, it doesn't even have Return anymore, but it doesn't learn Rest. That's crazy. So, Iron Defense Charge Beam, I wanted to run Rest in like Mono Moonblast or Mono Shadow Ball or something. But Charge Beam will help me boost on some things, and Moonblast plus Shadow Ball will hit everything else on the team. I didn't want to be mono Charge Beaming against the Mega Scissor, but after an Iron Defense, I should be able to take Mega Scissor hits kind of okay. If it is only Bullet Punch, then he clearly is not prepping for Lele. But if it's Iron Head, then I should be able to live 2 after an Iron Defense. Unless it's boosted. I am speed tying Gliscor. And then last but not least is Leftover Strachion, which is speed tying Cobalion. There we go. Just SD3 attacks. Actually looks really threatening against this team. At +2, Stone Edge is doing a lot to Gliscor. It's a roll to Oko. Spidef Gliscor, granted, but it may be Spidef Gliscor, I'm not sure. It could also be Fizdef Gliscor to be able to take on V-Creates from Victini and whatnot. But Stone Edge is really good against that. Close Combat beats down a lot of the rest of this team, and Poison Jab is there almost exclusively for Aromatisse, but Celebi takes Stone Edge plus close combat fine. So instead of running X Scissor and being walled by Aromatisse or having to hit Stone Edge, I decided to run Poison Jab to hit both of them together. I'm not entirely sure what I can SD on, to be fair, but there might be something that I can SD on at some point, or if I like don't get burned by Aloe or something, I just SD and then Stone Edge credit or something like that. I'm not sure. In terms of what I'm not bringing, I already explained why I'm not bringing Mega Beedrill. The rest of the team, I have no idea. I don't think I actually left any notes because I built this one in call. So let me just double check though. Hive. Yeah, I have 0 notes. So, Hoopa. Not sure why I'm not bringing it. Probably Mega Scissor. There's a lot of mons that get U-turn on this team, to be fair. Gliscor, Greninja, Scissor, Celebi, Heliolisk all get U-turn. Haxorus gets first impression now. So, Hoopa is really offensively threatened, and a lot of this team outspeeds it. Like, the majority of this team outspeeds it. Duraludon could have actually probably been okay as a Scissor check. He probably has to run Superpower for Duraludon. But Duraludon also doesn't get fire coverage, which is what really sucks. Otherwise, it could be actually useful this game. Mega Beedrill, I've already talked about that. Blastoise looks like it has a pretty decent offensive matchup. I'm just a little bit sus of the Alomomola in terms of that. And then Lanturn doesn't really look good against Gliscor, but it's kind of okay as like a Volt Absorber because I'm pretty weak to Heliolisk. Helios kind of demolishes me, and I'm not really running any bulk for it in particular, so we'll see how it goes. It's probably going to be a fat L that I'm taking here, and I'm not surprised about that because my team is just not pulling its weight. I may or may not look into transactions before I leave on my trip, but I have already built for Dougal, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. But that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys for the match against Shinyspam and the Saginaw Poison Sting.